Hello, I'm Jake Boudrot, Civic Journalist at Tello Community Television. With me today are the people who are trying to form a Richmond Artists Alliance. Welcome, Denise Dumas.
Hello.
And Elaine Mandrona.
Hello.
I guess first off, the best place to start would be maybe have you guys talk a bit about yourselves, your background, and your life skills and experiences.
Okay. Well, I did the Beaux-Arts art school in Quebec City, where I am from. Then after art school, I had a grant from the Canada Council to study in England, in London. So I had postgraduate studies in London. Then I came back to Montreal and I did a master's degree in creation. After that, I've been teaching at Cégep, which is college in Quebec, for about 12 years. And then I went and lived in the States for 23 years. And there I've been teaching art at the University of Massachusetts in Lowell. And then I moved here. And I'm retired now and doing my art, not teaching anymore.
So I guess it goes without saying that based on that resume that you're more than qualified to start such a group here in Richmond.
I think so.
Elaine, maybe if you want to talk about your background.
Okay, well, I kind of did the opposite thing. I started out, I was born in the U.S., but I've been in Canada now for 50 years. I've done lots of different things, but I guess the things that pertain most to what I'm trying to do now is I had a fine craft store for many years in Sussex, New Brunswick, and I also was a stained glass artisan. I had that store for almost 20 years. And then moved to Moncton. I was involved in health and wellness and also the connection of art and wellness, mental health, things like that. I'm very interested in that. I did community work in food security. I enjoy doing community work quite a bit. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. And through that work, I got 5 different grants to combine gardening and art, or growing food and art. It's a really nice connection. It's physical work, but it's also creative work. And I also have done some writing. I've had a bit of journalism. I've worked for small newspapers. And now we have our online magazine, The Scrape, to support artists in the area. So all those things put together, I think, is a recipe for being successful. We have a lot of talented people who are supporting this. So, yeah.
So perhaps you can talk about the inspiration for starting this. Where did the idea start to form the Richmond Artists Alliance?
Well, as I said, I was involved in food security in Moncton, but when we came here, we wanted to change it up. So my husband and I, Archie, started the Scrape magazine, which is an online magazine, and we thought it would be interesting to find artists and artisans in the area and interview them and write articles about them to help get the word out. And it's, for some people, it's a good, having an interview, being interviewed is useful because it gives them experience so that the next time they do it, they're more comfortable. And we just discovered there was so much going on, so many people that work away at things without much recognition and or encouragement even, or an outlet really to sell their art. It's hard to make that leap from making to promoting and selling. So the next step seemed like to start this group, and so we did.
Now, we were speaking about this before we came on air about last summer, Centre de la Picasso and Pedro de Gras hosted an art exhibit. At the same time, they were also received a cultural award for promotion of Acadian language and culture. Mm-hmm. But there were a lot of artists on display there, a lot of art on display, and a lot of talented people, that were there, showing their creations. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's a good starting point for a group like this.
For sure. Well, it goes to show, like, a lot of people came and a lot of people are interested in participating, and they want more. The word was, well, let's do this again, and let's get more artists involved. And I discovered a lot of people I didn't know, again, that were doing things, and I was, thought it was great. It was a great effort, a great event. So.
Yeah, it is amazing to me how many people are creative in this area for the small population, you know. And I think it might come from the fact that people are more isolated here. You know, you're not near venues that are, you know, museum, lots of restaurant and distractions that the cities are offering. So people, I think, have kept the way of doing stuff by themselves because they're not available as easily. So it's probably continuing a tradition, you know, of making your own thing. And then from there, of course, being creative. And I think it's a great place to start something like that because, as she said, we are as isolated as artists. So having a group is really very stimulating.
And, you know, forming a group that kind of brings everybody together can help the creative juices start flowing, give people some inspiration.
Yeah.
Not only that, a united voice as well.
Absolutely, because, you know, it's important to have someone look at what you're doing and have feedback. If you don't have feedback, you can't really go further or try different things. So I think, yeah, it's really stimulating to have a group.
In a recent Facebook post, Elaine, you stated that you were forming the Artists Alliance to promote all levels of visual art expression under one voice. Perhaps you can elaborate on that. Why is there a need for one voice, and why is this something artists should want or need?
Well, as Denise said, we're isolated, and a lot of people just are working on their own, and in order to improve or get, you know, stimulating ideas or whatever, it's important to join together. Also, in terms of like tourism or any of those things, Ile-Madame and Richmond County in general just seems to be bypassed all the time. And I think it's time to draw attention to this area and say, well, this is, well, one person I was talking to said it was an artist's paradise. You know, you come here and there's so much beauty and so much inspiration all around that, you know, why is this overlooked? We don't want too many people to come, you know, we want to keep it small and friendly. But I think a lot of people would benefit to, you know, tourists or whatever, to see what's going on here and also participate in activities, artistic activities. And you need, you know, a unified voice to, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of thing. So that's why.
I had something to that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I came here for 32 years every summer because we have a place here. And I was wondering how come there wasn't any place where we can find things to buy from people here. There aren't that many venues for that. So that would be something that the association could do, to offer that to public, to tourists.
In the same Facebook post, Elaine, you said you want to encourage visual arts, assist artists to develop and potentially generate income. How do you plan on encouraging art and assisting artists in addition to helping them generate income?
The scrape was one way to encourage artists because, you know, we're paying attention to what's going on and giving value, you know, saying this, we find this valuable, we find this interesting, sort of boosting these efforts. Hopefully we'll hold workshops or events where we can learn things or teach each other. Right, well, I think everybody would like a little extra income. Maybe some people, you know, would even like full-time, and that's, I don't know how possible that is. But anyway, a venue to sell things is one way to get income. Teaching, ecotourism, any of those things can generate income. And it's also, you know, if you sell something, it's very encouraging. You think, well, someone really liked that, and it must have value, and it must, you know, I've communicated something as an artist to someone, and I move them to like it enough to purchase it. I think that's important.
Now, when you made the post on social media, Elaine, you stated you were looking for visual artists or crafters. Why those disciplines specifically, and what about artists in other mediums? Or are you just going to kind of concentrate on these for now?
Yeah, the visual arts like painting, sculpture, artisan kind of activities, photography, maybe even video and filmmaking. It seems like music in Cape Breton gets a lot of press, and it seems like it would make it too big and cumbersome to concentrate on that. or dance and theater. I don't know how much of that's going on, but I'm a visual artist, and so
Yeah. That's the
what
thing. We
yeah.
are visual artists.
Yeah.
But in visual art, in contemporary visual art, it includes music, video, filmmaking, performances. So that is also open possibilities, It's not just traditional art. It is all that. That's why one voice, to include many different approaches, more traditional and more contemporary.
Yeah, we're open to collaboration with other artists or other community groups. That's what it's all about. So, yeah.
So you're not closing door, you're going to leave it open
Yeah.
to the possibility of other artists joining, and you just want to see where the interest lies, I guess, and it comes from.
Well, other artists that can collaborate to visual art, it still is visual art. Like I was a multimedia artist, meaning that I was doing sculpture, painting, installation, including video projections, for example. Video projection, of course, I was using music, performance, of course, it's theatrical. So it's, it's very large what we can cover, if you want.
So you guys are holding your first meeting. It's January 30th at Scratch Eats here in Arishad.
Yes.
And what are you hoping to accomplish at this meeting? What are you hoping comes from this initial meeting?
Well, we've been working with just a small group of people right now, 4 or 5 people. So it's time to open it up and see who else is interested. And there are many people interested. Like I said, about 30 people, maybe 35, answered my my ad and said, yes, let's do this. So I'm hoping to bring people up to speed as to what we've done so far. We've done some things. We've searched the name and we're ready to register it. I would like to present a survey to see what kinds of projects people are interested in. I'm interested in starting some kind of sales venue, but people might have other ideas. It might be, bring in an artist in residence or do some community murals or all of the above. We just want to generate ideas and do a lot of brainstorming, and then next steps. Okay, we're going to meet again and form committees. We need people to do certain tasks to help with the work, like someone to do banking and accounting, which neither Denise or I are good at or don't want to do. Just gather the wind.
Do you have a timeline for, I guess it's going to depend on the level of interest and what really comes of the meeting, but I assume you guys are hoping to ramp up into the summer before people kind of scatter to the wind and go on their vacation or do whatever, I guess? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, I would like to have some project in the summer, a small one, some sort of project.
Start.
Yeah. But me personally, I'm going to dedicate a year to this project to see where it goes, because these things do take time, and then reevaluate, the direction or whatever. But I think we're going to be successful. I have a good feeling.
Well, I hope so, because it sounds like it's a worthy endeavor and a group that's much needed in this area, and hopefully can stimulate the artistic sector and some artists out there. There might be some people who are just creating art on their own and not part of any group and just kind of doing their own thing, and might look at this and say this is something worth getting involved with and could help their art and help the cultural sector here in Almadam and Richmond County as well.
That's the idea.
Yeah, all of the above.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come down here to the studio and speak with me and our viewers. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.